The United States Army has been developing unparalleled new combat and swift reconnaissance aircraft with one sole purpose: to replace the beast of war, the Blackhawk. With twice as fast, maximum agility, advanced combat, and reconnaissance capabilities, we are about to show you the U.S. Army's fastest helicopter that will replace the Blackhawk. Right about now, you must be wondering, what kind of capability does this new beast possess? What kind of aircraft is this? Well, make sure to stick around and keep watching as we reveal the incredible secrets of this new helicopter. The new Boeing Defiant X helicopter. Lockheed Martin-owned Sikorsky and Boeing have flown out another spec of their incredible new helicopter, the first of many to come. The Defiant X stands as one of two proposed candidates to replace the U.S. Army's legendary Blackhawk. The Defiant X isn't just a new helicopter meant to replace the Blackhawk, but it possesses the ultimate capability to surpass the Blackhawk by having twice its speed. It can also soar twice as far, enabling Army Air Assault Forces unparalleled battlefield maneuverability and mobility. The Defiant X represents Sikorsky's and Boeing's entry into the United States Army Future Long-Range Assault Aircraft program. This program was created to find an incredible replacement for the Blackhawks that were introduced into Army service in the early 1980s. However, the United States Army Black Hawk has been an incredible and reliable aircraft and is always updated with new technology. However, the Army believes it's time for a new, badass helicopter that can take advantage of the last 40 years of predominant and ever-growing aircraft technology and development. The Defiant X is a more advanced version of the SB-1 Defiant Technological Demonstrator helicopter, which has been tested at 238 miles per hour and is expected to break 288 meters per hour as its next record. However, the most common version of the Blackhawk UH-60 is the UH-60M, which accelerates at a speed of 172 meters per hour. Sikorsky didn't mention a particular top speed for the Defiant X to meet, but has stated that it will soar at double the speed of the United States Army Blackhawk. This implies a top speed of at least 340 meters per hour. The Defiant X has achieved this level of speed via utilization of two sets of coaxial propellers. This arrangement gives the aircraft maximum stability while leaving the tail section, which is reserved for a stabilizing tail rotor, open for other uses. The United States Army's new helicopter utilizes the extra space to include a push propeller, enabling it to have a second source of thrust. The Defiant X also has a more streamlined form than the Blackhawk, pulling back its landing gear in flight to eliminate any parasitic drag. The new Defiant X is also equipped with fly-by-wire controls. This turns the pilot's physical movements into electrical signals that are sent back into the flight computer, which immediately decodes the movements into commands for the flight control surface. This helps to remove the cables and pulleys in conjunction with traditional controls, which could be destroyed by enemy fire and lead to a loss in aircraft control. Sikorsky stated that the Defiant X also has other fascinating features. The helicopter possesses a reduced thermal feature to keep it out of sight of enemy infrared sensors and diminish its vulnerability to shoulder-fired, infrared-guided missiles. Carrying an underslung M777 towed howitzer hints at greater lifting capabilities. The 9,300-pound M777 is part of the Blackhawk's swing load capability. He also stated clearly that the helicopter is far more agile than its predecessors, granting it the ability to soar low across forest and other uneven terrains, particularly in megacities the Army believes will become the battlefields of the future. The average transport helicopter in the Defiant X's weight class is typically armed with a pair of door-mounted 7.62mm machine guns, giving them a limited self-escort capability. Although some pictures of Sikorsky's photo of the Defiant X showcase an unarmed helicopter, production versions will almost certainly include some incredible form of munitions. Remote weapon systems identical to the Army's CROWS systems for ground-based vehicles are particularly one option, providing greater accuracy and use at high speed. Unfortunately, these systems are way too heavy for the moment and will presently pose a major disadvantage to Defiant X's lifting ability. The Defiant X is scheduled to compete against the Bell V-280 Valor for the FLRAA contract this year through 2022, with the Army aviation units receiving their first helicopter by 2030. The aircraft, called the SB-1 Defiant, has completed mission profile test flights. The flight had confined area landings and low-level flight operations. These were carried out in order to validate Defiant's significance to the United States Army's missions, providing agility at the objective and maximum survivability with diminishing pilot workload. Defiant's chief flight test pilot at Sikorsky and a retired U.S. Army Master aviator stated that we fully demonstrated Defiant's ability to execute the FLRAA mission profile by flying 236 knots in level flight, then reducing thrust on the propulsion to rapidly decelerate as we approach the confined and unimproved land zone. He continued, this type of body-level deceleration allowed us to maintain situational awareness and view the landing zone throughout the approach and landing without the typical nose-up helicopter deceleration. This confined area was extremely tight, requiring us to delay descent until nearly over the landing spot, followed by a near vertical drop. We landed defiantly on the objective with little effort as we descended into the narrow hole while maintaining clearance on all sides. The SB-1 Defiant is the technological demonstrator showcasing the transformational capabilities of the ultimate Defiant X weapon system. The Sikorsky Boeing team presentation for the FLRAA competition as part of the service's future vertical lift program will greatly expand the capabilities of Army aviation in future warfare because it is also designed and efficiently equipped to fit into the same or better than capabilities of the Blackhawk. With the Defiant X, the United States Army will be able to swiftly lift and drop troops and cargo in future warfare situations at double the rate of the current Blackhawk. At that point, Tony Crutchfield, retired U.S. Army Lieutenant General and now Vice President of the Army System at Boeing, stated that it is what we call building combat power rapidly. An aircraft like the Defiant X can do that. He continued, in the Pacific, it's even more important because your lines of operations are going to be dispersed over a wide area. You're going to have these small bases and supply lines that will be positioned either on ships or on islands. So you're going to want to move assets, maneuver in confined terrain, and survive to build that combat power faster than your opponent can so that you can be victorious. The new aircraft features Sikorsky X2 technology to operate at high speeds while maintaining low-speed handling qualities. This important feature and capability provides pilots with incredible maneuverability and survivability in hot zones or on intense battlefields. This grants them the ability to penetrate enemy lines while minimally reducing their exposure to enemy fire. Its X2 coaxial rotor system and pusher prop enable the immense maneuverability in and around the objective, which is also directly linked to survivability. Due to the FLRAA program, Sikorsky and Boeing selected 6 new supplies for the Defiant X helicopter. They selected ATI Forged Products, Collins Aerospace, Elbit Systems of the United States of America, Parker Aerospace, Magnegy Aeronautic, and Morta Controls. ATI Forged Products will provide gearbox forgings for the helicopter, while Collins Aerospace will supply aircraft seats and a Paragon flight system control. Elbit Systems of America and Magnegy Aeronautica will offer mission system computers and landing gear. Parker Aerospace joined the Defiant X team to make flight controls, hydraulic pumps, and modules available, while Morta Controls will deliver electrical power system components. Sikorsky President Paul Lemmy stated, Team Defiant is building a strong nationwide supply chain to provide the Army with a transformational aircraft. He continued, this team and its proven experience will ensure that Defiant X is a low-risk, reliable, and survivable aircraft for our soldiers in the Army's long-range assault missions. Boeing Vertical Lift Vice President and General Manager Mark Cherry stated Defiant X is the right aircraft designed and developed by the right team for the Army's FLRAA mission. Therefore, leveraging many existing supplier relationships, we have put together the best industry team to deliver a purpose-built, low-risk, and cost-effective generation of aircraft that can operate among multiple theaters well into the future. In 2022, the Sikorsky-Bremsk team chose Honeywell as the engine provider for the Defiant X helicopter. However, the FLRAA contract is expected to be awarded this year. Who do you think the FLRAA contract will be awarded to? What do you think about the new incredible Defiant X helicopter? What outstanding results do you think it will accomplish for the United States Army in wars to come? Drop your thoughts about all this in the comment section below.